Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and in this video I will take a look at a little card game called Flip 7. This is a game for 3+ players and it takes about 20 minutes to play and is for the ages 8+. So this is a family friendly card game and it is a push your luck game. And this game is just a deck of cards. And in this game you have a lot of numbers. You have 12 cards, 11 cards, and 10 cards, and so on. 2 cards down to 1, and you only have 1, and then you also have 1 0 in the deck. But otherwise, all other cards you have the same number as the number of the card. So 7 sevens and 8 8s, and so on. In this game, the winner is going to be the one that first gets the most points, and the game will stop when someone gets more than 200 points. And points are the numbers of the cards you have. So if you have collect these cards, you would get 22 points. But let's explain how the game works. You're going to shuffle all the cards, and then you're going to have a dealer for the round. And for the next round, you will have the next player would be the new dealer, and you won't shuffle the deck between the rounds. You're going to play through the whole deck. And when you have emptied the deck, you're going to take the discard pile and shuffle that, and then play with the cards from that one. But you are going to play through the whole deck in each round. Or you're going to keep on playing with the same deck until you don't have any more cards in it. The start player is going to ask the player to the left if they want a card. And in the first round, everybody would want a card. So you can either choose to get a new card, or you can choose to say stop and collect the cards you have. You can also bust. If you get 2 of the same numbers, you're going to bust and you won't get any points at all. So this is where the pressure luck comes in. Do you want to flip the next card or not? The next player up here, if we have 4 players, they got the number 1. They can for sure draw another card. This player got a number 2, and then the player themselves, the dealer themselves, they're also going to deal a card to themselves as the last player. So if we have 4 players, that could be the first round. Then you're going to ask the next player, do you want a card or do you want to stop? They want a card. This player here up wants a card. Now they have a 12, and with a 12, you have a higher chance of busting because there are 12 of them in the deck. That is the card that is the most of in the deck. This player could also maybe bust. Oh, they actually busted. So if you get 2 of the same number, you are going to bust. You're just going to flip the cards over. You are out of the round. You are not going to get any points. Then there are some special cards too in the deck. If, for example, this player drew this card here, flip 3, you can play it on yourself or you can play it on another player. And they would then have to flip 3 cards. Maybe in this situation, when they have a 5 and a 2, they would play it on themselves, since there are only 1 more 2 and 4 more 5s in the deck. So this player might want to play it on themselves. And then they could flip a 3 and a 4. Wow, I haven't stacked these. They are just shuffled. And then a number 11. They will now have 5 cards. If at some point a player gets 7 different numbers of cards, then the round will end immediately. And no more players, they're going to draw any cards in that round. But the players would still get points for the cards they have if you manage to get up to 7 different numbers. You are also going to get a bonus of 15 points if you manage to get 7 different numbers. Then this player up here would draw. They would then be out. They would bust if they got a 12. This player would grab a card. Then back to this player here. They might want to stop, but then again, this is all low numbers. Maybe they could get up to get 7 different numbers. Maybe they were even lucky and drew this card here. We also have a card, Second Chance. If you get this card, you're just going to place it on top of your deck. And then if you get the same number, you can use your second chance to not bust. We also have another card. If this player drew the freeze card, then you can play this on yourself or you can play it on another player and they have to stop. If you play a freeze card on a player, they have to stop. And this player would be sad if they had to stop, because they even had a second chance they could use. So if they got it, this player would have to stop and collect their cards in. So they would have to do this, and then they would get points for their cards at the end of the game. This player is the only player left. They can still draw a card. If they drew the freeze card, they would have to play it on themselves and had to stop too. You can't say you won't use it. Oh, and if they got an 11, then they will bust. There are also some other cards here, some special cards. There are these with the numbers plus 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. If you get one of them, you can place them on top of your row with numbers. This does not count towards having 7 cards. These special cards, they're just extra points you're going to get at the end of the game. There's also one more special card, that is the ×2. If you have the ×2, then if you got that one and then you stopped, and for the ×2, you can, all of your number cards, not these bonus cards, in this case here you would have 21 × 2, then you would have 42 plus the 10, 52 points if you had this set up here when you said pass. So when everyone has busted or has stopped, or you had a player that had 7 different number cards and the game would end in that way, then you're going to count all the points and mark them down for each player. Not the players that busted, they are not going to get points, but this player, and then this player would get points. Let's just say they were still in the game and this player hadn't played a freeze card on them, then if they got another 11, they could use their second chance, and then they could grab a card again. Oh, flip free. If they were the only player, they would have to flip 3 cards now. If they got a 9, so now they have 6 different, and if they then got a 10, they had drawn 2, then they would stop. They wouldn't have to draw the 3rd card because they have 7 different cards. In this case here, they would earn 30 plus 44. They would earn 44 points plus a bonus of 15 points. And if there were more players and you had 7 different cards, you were going to stop the round. Then after a round and we have noted all of the points, you're going to discard all of the cards that had been played, and then you're going to start a new round using the same deck of cards. Pass the deck to the next player to the left from the previous dealer, and then you're going to play in the same way, where you're going to deal out cards to players, and they can choose if they want to keep on going, this player busted, or if they want to say stop. So that is the rules for Flip 7. And I think this is a super quick, fun game where you also are able to play with a lot of players, and it's a family-friendly game. You also can play with your kids. And if you are more than 18 players, they recommend that you have play with 2 decks of cards. I don't know if you want to play it with that many, but you could play with a lot of players with this, since every player is just going to get a card, and then at some point they will bust or say stop, and then you will note down all the players' points. And the game will end when someone has 200 or more points. And if you have more players that have the same number of points that would have won the game, then those players, they're going to play one more round to see who is going to be the winner of the game. Yeah, but I think this is a super simple, fun little game with a press your luck and or push your luck in the game, where you are going to have moments where it can be really great, awesome, and then you will have moments like this where just, you were not lucky at all. So a fun, simple little card game, which we have enjoyed playing. But that was my look at the Flip 7. Thanks for watching.